Holy cow.
Nice.
You know what's different today? It's a Monday.
Yeah.
But it's 2021.
I know. It's fucking crazy. I know. It's really weird. It's 2021.
We are actually in 2021. It's weird to think about it. I mean, we're in a whole new year because we have such a crazy 2020. It's like it was almost a process where are we even going to make it to 2021?
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird, but it's a good time to pick up new hobbies. I'm going to be learning how to clipping poodles now. Learning how to clip poodles.
Yeah. Poodles and all that. And then, of course, the traffic today is getting back to normal where, people are off vacations, because the last 2 weeks people are on vacation. So even when the wife goes to work, when I take her to work downtown Seattle, traffic wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But with everything that's going on in 2020, it's amazing how fast we kind of got here because physically you're doing less in a way than the prior years because there's less things you're allowed to do.
Yeah.
And that's why I know that it's a weird name. People are like, what is this show called today? What? Oh, hold on. It's called Minimalism, an idea that can help with social media. I know it's kind of a weird title, but when you think of 2021, you saw the death of companies, you saw death of small business going out, dying, but you do see birth of other weird things. You saw an impact on social media getting bigger than ever just because it makes sense, right? Because more people are home, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do with your time, right? I mean, social media to me, Bob, is no different than, TV in a lot of ways where you got TV, you got social media. You got two different formats to watch the world. Yep. You can watch it on TV, you can watch it on your phone, you can watch it on your iPad, you can watch it everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm not here bashing social media because we're on it.
Yeah.
We're on social media. So social media is not a bad thing at all. Unless you make it to a bad thing. Like I even here, I'm going to share a screen. I'm going to share this screen. I even in the yesterday I put in a poll, right?
I saw that.
And the poll is, what do you do to get away from social media? Because just like TV, you could get too much of it where you just need a break. And I was curious, the items that I put in the 5 are basically items that, according to Google, MSN, are the top 5 ways to help you get away from social media. So I'm gonna show you what I have so far. So put your phone down and out of reach. That's number 1 with 45%, right? Makes sense. But remember, the phone is not the only device to do social media. Your iPads, your computers, your TVs is now not just for TV. Your TV set itself is a smart TV. It is actually it's actually a social media right there. You can watch YouTube right on your TV.
Yeah.
Turn off notification and set virtual boundaries. That one's 15%, which to me that one's not an important one because you can turn off notifications, but you can still check out channels you like on your phone.
Yeah. You
don't have to have notifications. Certain shows are on certain times a day. Like we are usually on a certain time of day. You don't really need a notification just to come watch us. You kind of know what days we're on. You can schedule social media free days.
Yeah.
To me, that's a good one. Or you can also delete social media apps from your smartphone. That one's 25%. That one's actually the second most popular. And 0% is set phone free zones. Technically, the set phone free zones, I don't know why that was in the same category as put your phone out of reach, because those two are kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
And
I don't carry phones, so I don't know.
So this is what some of the people were saying about this subject in the chat. Cammy says, I stopped using FB, Instagram 3 years ago. That was the nicest thing I've ever done for myself. I started watching a lot of YouTube. I fell in love with quite a few channels, and my phone time has been predominantly YouTube ever since. Okay, makes sense, right? Because now what's cool about YouTube, even though there's a lot of people are angry at YouTube because they're taking channels down, but at least when you got TV, you got set shows. You got set Mary Poppins shows. You got set thriller shows. You got set drama cop shows. They're all set. Yeah. But at least with YouTube, if you want to find honest people, down to earth like you can. Where TV doesn't really do that because if you and I are on a TV sitcom, we're on a script. We're on what they want us to read, what they want us to say. But at least YouTube, you can get honest people. You can get people that you like, that you get your information from. Okay. Now, Robert Alley, I love his. His is one of my favorites on this.
What is that?
And it's the shortest. He wrote and Miss a Gypsy Rose show. No way. I love that.
Nice. That's nice of him.
I love that. Now Zach is a good friend of mine from Instagram. We're friends with each other. He's a really good bass player that really trying to show that bass is just as sexy as a guitar.
Yeah, right. It is.
It really is. A bass does not get enough credit towards like drums and guitar does.
Love bass.
You got to have that bass sound. But it says, I say support few platforms as possible and make your own platform, which makes sense. It's like if you don't like what's going on, you can create your own platform.
Yeah.
Anybody can. Anybody can go to YouTube.
Anybody can. We've had a lot of people come on the show that had never done their own lives or platforms, and they went off to make their own shows. Good shows. They went off on just fantastic, man.
Yeah.
Once you get over that bug, like, oh, it's scary being on live and talk. Nah, once you get over it, you're fine.
Yeah. And then Leave K wrote, I just stay away from it a few days or weeks. I have 2 FB pages. I use Facebook. FB is Facebook people. I use one to just keep in touch with friends and family. I can't stand being there for very long because all I see is people posting the usual mainstream bullshit narrative. I use the other to post stuff that matters for people who actually read it once in a while, but I don't really use either page very much, just enough to see what's going on. Then I got out. And that's true because I actually have 2 Facebook pages, my regular page with my regular friends I grew up to high school with, like our good friends, Jason Walker, Ryan, a connection to them. And then I have Journey to the Unknown page, which is my Gypsy Road. Cause Facebook will allow me to use the word Gypsy Road because apparently the word gypsy is almost a bad word now.
Derogatory.
Yeah, it's so weird. I don't understand that. So I actually have 2 FB channels, and I know she's talking about that. It's mostly people taking pictures of their families and stuff, which with your friends and stuff, I guess that's what you kind of want. And then you can have your little other, like my Journey to the Unknown, where you could be a little bit more, not racy, but a little bit, you can be more edgier. And then here, Carla Webster, the only social except YouTube I have is Instagram. Oh, but I haven't used it in ages. If I spend too long on it, I feel my energy has been drained. So I don't find it hard to disconnect. My children and husband, on the other hand, well, that's a different story. The only device I have in my phone, I switch off regularly, especially at night while sleeping. I use it for audiobooks or podcasts too, so I listen while getting on with mom stuff. But sometimes silence is good. I don't think I truly appreciate silence till I became a mom. Oh God, you ain't kidding. When you become a parent, you appreciate silence.
Calgon. Was it Calgon moments? Take me away in the bathtub.
Yes. There are only 2 channels. I'll make time to sit and watch the live shows from all that. Gypsy Road. Oh, that's nice. And the Black Sheep Research. I love the interaction, the energy, the sense of community, and sharing ideas with like-minded souls that you get in the lives that you don't get watching the playback. Anything else I watch, it's as at the time. Tech does help make daily chores easier, and if you use it properly, it's not bad. I use YouTube to learn many new things, for example, but it's way always used for good, and it's been hijacked and motivate purpose, and we don't need to make ourselves cut away from it sometimes. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different kind of channels that I have on my YouTube.
Yeah,
I don't just have all conspiracy channels, all paranormal channels, all these, all these channels. I have different channels for different reasons. I mean, you should, I'll show you one of my favorite channels, Bob, that I have. That look,
Hit Rollins
Cowboy Cooking.
Oh yeah,
dude, I love this guy. His channel, because he cooks prime ribs, porks, So this is one of my channels that I watch. So what I'm saying is I don't necessarily have to. I don't have all just paranormal channels.
Yeah.
I have different channels that I like. I'm sure you do too.
Here we go. I had a device just turn on by itself. So I don't know if you heard it in the background. A television just turned on by itself. That's why you're like, are you not talking? Well, I had to put you on mute because the television was full blown blast. It just turned on. So
there's Carla right there in the chat. Variety is a spice of life. Dude, I have several Star Wars channels on YouTube that I watch. I got a variety because the subjects that we talk about, Bob, we talk about whatever UFOs. We could talk about Bigfoots, the aliens, the typical. But there is too much.
Yeah,
there is too much. And one of the things that the word if people want to know what the word minimalism is, I'm going to share a screen so people kind of understand what this word is and why I title this. Okay. Minimalism is about living with less. Yeah. This includes less financial burdens such as debt and unnecessary expenses. For many minimalists, the philosophy is about getting rid of excessive stuff and living life based on experience rather than worldly possessions. And what I like about what that is saying is get out of the house sometimes. Get out. Enjoy life. Don't get so sucked in to everything. That's why when we do shows, we have different subjects. Because no offense, if we talk about Mandela effect 3 times a week, right? Wouldn't that get so freaking boring? I mean, just talking about it 3 times a week. Like, I mean, how many times can you talk about the Monopoly guy or JFK or Jeffrey Peanut Butter? I'm not here bashing it. I'm not bashing it. But what I'm getting is you could talk about it too much and it's too heavy.
Well, it's excessive.
It's all right to clear out stuff, lessen stuff. And one of the things that it's so sad about 2020, you probably know this, is what happens when you're at home more. People think, well, you're spending less. That is not true. You're actually spending more money. You're actually, I'm not saying bad things about Amazon. They're just there to make money. But when you're at home, you buy more stuff because you're so bored. You keep buying to help spice up your day.
Yeah.
And now in 2021, it's going to be like the year of how do you get back on track?
Yeah.
How do you get your expenses back on track? And how do you get the normal amount of job flows out there where the opportunities for higher jobs, for higher positions,
they're
gone, right?
Yeah.
More companies my last company that I worked for, Bob, I was asking them, their yearly raises are coming up, or they're coming up for 2021, for 2020. Well, their raise is based on how they did in 2020, which most companies did crap. So the cost of living for us is going up 3 to 4% with food, but the cost of living raise they're getting is almost less than 1%.
Yeah.
So we the people are getting hurt so bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I see. I'm not affected. You talk about the minimalist thing, and I was looking at it now. We'll talk about it with the show. I went and watched the show. I was like, this is god awful. I can't stand it. These two homos with their little minimalist, but they're selling their books, and I'm like, these guys are hypocrites. Anyway, philosophy, I get it, because I live out of a backpack. I mean, that's my life. There's no dresser. I don't have I don't have a car. I don't have anything. I have a fucking like a skateboard at my age, like a skateboard thing. I've got a backpack. I've got items, like clothing. I mean, I'm laughing, going minimalist. Now, I'm not happy like that. I mean, it's not like it's satisfying. It's just what it is. I get $1,400 a month, and I'm fucking living minimal. I take care of.
You're actually doing it. Now think about this. You're doing it, and you're happy, right? Yeah. So you could do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like jumping up and down doing fucking cartwheels happy, but I'm surviving, and I'm making it, and I'm doing what I like, and I'm actually traveling on a fucking dime, literally.
You say something interesting, you're saying. There are documentaries, there are podcasts, there are all that. Fiona Broome, coined the word like Mandela effect. Now we don't have to agree on what their books are saying or podcasts, but the theme of it behind the scenes is what's important.
Yeah,
the effects. Like you and I. Last night I watched Mandela Effect. Texas Danny came out with a new video about Texas changing.
Yeah.
See, he's not doing Mandela Effect shows on the Monopoly guy and stuff. He's doing on varieties of different places where you know what I mean? It's nice to hear different things. So what I'm trying to get to people is you should only watch our channel, or Black Sheep is good, and then don't watch anything else.
Well, I do mine on mostly science, astronomy, stuff like that. Like, people don't do those. So, like, anybody know about this constellation? You know about this that just popped up? You know about this in history? You know about the man? One small step for a man, and then everyone's like, "A man? You mean one small step for a man?" I go, no, that's not what he said. Now, the little weird ones that nobody covers. But everyone has a little bit of a weird thing. It's kind of a little. I like to look at the unusual ones.
Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah,
but it's such. Did you hear the crazy story now that's all over the news?
What?
This is not a political show.
What isn't crazy on the news? Go ahead.
But there's a video. There's a voice recording of Donald Trump talking to the person in Georgia, and it is just like it's like you can't escape anything. You can't escape. I mean it's just. I mean, I'm not gonna get into the political thing, but it's just like, oh my God, the government theater just keeps going and going and going, and it's just like, what's coming out tomorrow?
I mean, people say, "How do you feel about that?" I said, "Well, I liked my boss at my old workplace at the museum. Now, if his contract was up and he left, I'd feel bad. But they'll hire another one. I'm just an employee. No big fucking deal. Homeboy's a millionaire, multi-millionaire. He's gonna be fine. I'm not gonna gonna be no difference between the next guy coming in, and that guy's got another 4 years, and then he's got another one. I'm sorry, a lot of laid off people out there. They want their jobs back. They can't have them. Sure, they're making an effort to get their jobs back. Don't blame them. Go for it. He's doing the same thing, but sorry, man. You know, you gotta go, dude. Next person.
What it shows is, I'm not taking sides.
Yeah.
What it shows
I'm not taking sides.
I'm not taking sides. But even on YouTube, social media, that you can't trust anybody. You cannot trust. Listen, I bet you when he made that phone call, right? You're thinking you're talking to somebody from your own party. That you're not gonna take your recording. It'd be like Bob. I'm talking to you behind the scenes, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't know you're recording it. And I said something about, okay, there's Joey Roca's in the chat, right?
Yeah.
So what if I say behind the scenes, Bob? What if I say behind the scenes that Joey Roca is a crazy nut? You know, he's this and this and this, and then you take that recording of me calling him a nut and you play it on your channel.
Yeah, even though you're just making like you're taking the piss out of a joke or just out of context.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying is showing you that even in politics, even in your own parties, man, you can't trust anybody.
Nobody, man. I feel for the guy. I like him. He got no problem. I enjoy the humor of watching him. I actually laugh and he's got some, you know, but it's like, I don't know what to tell the guy. If I was like, dude, I don't know what to tell you. I wanted you to win, but at some point, give it a last. It's called a Hail Mary, Eric. We both know football. So it's all the power to do Hail Mary. You goddamn right. Do a Hail Mary. You know, do it. I got no problem with him doing a Hail Mary. I feel bad because somebody taped it. Someone taped. It's like this quarterback. You get everyone in a group. Okay, we're gonna do a Hail Mary, and then somebody records the Hail Mary and then fucking plays it to the enemy, and everybody can hear it in the stadium. Donald Trump's now doing a Hail Mary. Oh, come on, man. Don't do that. Poor guy, man.
You know how many times we've talked to people after a show was over, and technically until you click off a StreamYard, you could actually be recording it. It'd be like us recording them without them knowing it and showing people. Like, God damn, you see what he really thought about that person? I mean,
that's so fucked up, man.
So guys, the moral to the story is when a show's over, just end the show because you don't know who you're talking to. Because all I know, I could piss Bob off one day, and Bob could say, God, you know what Eric said about this person, this person? I mean, you don't know.
He's my brother, so I can say whatever I want.
I don't think you would do that, but no. I mean, you just don't know. I mean, people are so weak-minded.
Yeah.
It's like, you just don't know because they might be doing it to this guy who I don't know who was showing that voice recording. But is he doing it to save his own ass? I don't know.
The good news is he knows he's not stupid. The way I approach things, and I always tell people, I give advice. Here's my advice. I'll give this advice. What I do in this place, in this time, and in whatever situation, whatever place you come from, whatever this is, always assume that you're being watched. Always assume that anything you say is going to be recorded and replayed somewhere else. Always assume that somebody is listening and taping you.
Yes.
When you send an email, you send it in. I don't care if it's to your fucking mom. You send it in a way that you assume someone's going to steal it and read it. Always do that. Even Eric and I, we email back and forth. We keep it real plain, real Jane, real fucking just real normal. We know how it works. I email people, it's plain.
We're not talking bad about you. No, no.
Levels.
You said it perfectly because on social media we could stream it on Instagram, Twitters, and right off the bat, it's just like, God, it's so easy. I mean, shit. I think there's a channel over the weekend that we're still talking about me. And it's like, really? You're still talking about me? Oh, great. Cool.
Hey, bad press is good press.
I know.
I was clapping.
You got nothing new to say? Great. It's just, but that's social media, right? If you're going to be on it, you're gonna have to accept the good and the bad. And that's why it is good to depress sometimes, to get away with it sometimes. You know, you and I were actually at one time doing a show almost every single day, Monday to Friday, and it gets tiring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, here you go, coming up with the topic for Monday. Okay, what's the movie for Tuesday? What's the topic for Wednesday? What's the movie for Thursday? What's the topic for Friday? Sometimes you need a break.
Yeah, then you have to research it.
And you know, I'm not saying minimalism is the way to help you out, but like I said, the theory is take a break, breathe the air.
It's a little less stressful. I gotta say, I mean, I love my house. I work hard for it. I love my house. I love my motorcycle, my van, I loved all of my stuff, and it's gone now. And I sit here sometimes like, I want my bike back. I don't have it. Will I get one again? Yeah, I'm gonna get a motorcycle again. But at this point, I don't have. With things as being as weird as they are, I'm gonna tell everyone it's a little less stressful having to worry about stuff. I don't have to worry about stuff. My stress levels are really low because what's coming on out there, I just take the piss out of a little bit, have fun with it. I don't have these extra things to worry about. Eric, you do. You've got a lot of things to worry about.
Oh my God.
I know you do.
You know, I mean, yeah. A lot of people in the chat, you know, especially when you got kids. You got kids at home on doing school from home, not at the school. So, I mean, there's just so many things you got to do. And then I'm trying to figure out what he's saying here. They shot at the MI witness and did a drive-by on the fluorescent guy in Fulton. I wonder what happened in Fulton.
I don't know. That sucks, though.
Yep. A lot of times before I walk out the door, I say eyes and ears remind me of always being watched.
You're always being watched.
Hey, dude, you can walk into the store, right? And you accidentally say something wrong or right, and somebody's on a phone recording you. The next thing you know, you're on YouTube with getting 100,000 about, and they don't record your whole sentence, right? They don't record exactly what sounds wrong, and they'll play it. Dude, you're
always being. We even had one of our old co-hosts that came on here. He's not a co-host, but he was a friend of ours that came on here. He's not here anymore. I'm not going to say names, but everyone knows who he is. We were having a private talk at one time, a long private talk, and I was giving this guy advice, dude, because somebody had recorded him say all kinds of crazy shit. And I'm just like, you got to assume, dude, that somebody, even though you're online with them, you think he didn't know he was online live when he was talking to a guy on the phone. The guy was calling him out on a phone live on DLive. And I said, you got to assume, dum-dum, that anybody you talk to, especially a YouTuber, might be putting you on live. You always got to think that way. Emails, always think someone's reading your shit all the time. In this place, yes, always.
Yeah, especially when you're a person that feels like your back is getting against the wall, you know, and you feel like this person's got your back against the wall, and they sent an email that was just meant to be private. They will take that email and show the world.
Yeah,
like because people crumble. They don't like. Yeah. They don't want to look bad. They don't want to say this. They just can't take their lumps and move on.
Yeah.
They have to show. So, guys, we're trying to help you guys out in the chat. The moral of the story is watch out when you say who your friends are. Watch out when you make comments. I mean, football players make comments all the time, and they get in trouble. You know, there's Bob, in the NFL, there's actually players that have these people, before they send a chat out, it goes through their people first, to make sure they're not saying something stupid, and then send it.
Yeah, people have their what they call publicists. Their publicists have to see, even if they text something or email, the publicist has to see it first. If they use any kind of format, you know, social format, the publicist sees it first. So we got to think that way. I'm like, I always have. If I even somebody asks me a question in my post, now I will give them an answer in my post, but 9 times out of 10, I will remove the post when it's over. If it's a little more personal for that person, and we're using post to communicate one of my videos, I will use it, and then I will remove the post after I've Giving them, they give me a confirmation that thanks for the information. Then I remove the post. Remember things like that.
You have to. You have to, and because how many times you Instagram all the time that you misspelled a word or you did a word correction, right? You misspelled it, and then you get dude, do you know how to spell, man? Do you know? It's like, dude, relax. No. So what? I misspelled a word. Big deal.
I misspell everything on purpose. I use J's instead of G's. I use S's instead of C's. I misspell all of my shit on purpose. I will misspell everything on purpose. The whole goddamn thing. Just to throw off the dogs. I do it every time. That's one of my everyone's like, what am I writing? I will code words and misspell everything on purpose because it throws off the algorithm. What is he trying to say? Or I'll do it like Yoda. This is the place you seek. I do it backwards. I do everything like I'll do it backwards. I will do the Yoda speak backwards or green speak forward and backwards. It just completely fuck things up. Because then nobody 100% knows exactly what you're saying. I know Nostradamus did all his in codes. And there's certain people who do a lot of things in codes because when you have the watchdogs on you 24/7, you've got to learn how to write codes. You got to write codes. I tell people all the time, learn to write codes. Learn to write in ways that other people figure out faster.
Remember what I said? I was curious what she's talking about. Steve Turner wrote the blonde chick in Michigan they almost killed. Okay.
Oh, I didn't know about that. I don't know anything about that, dude. I'm not putting you down. I don't know anything about that. I'm in England.
Yeah, you're.
No, but if that sounds crazy, somebody had a drive-by on him. Somebody famous in Michigan.
Like she agrees with you. Yeah. Easiest way to trip the
algorithm. I tell you guys, those of you watching the show, I encourage you to practice. Don't be doing no fucking cell phone emoji chat because that algorithms can read that. You do a little bit of Yoda speak. Misspell your words on purpose where you can still read them do all of that on purpose. Do it like that. I do it like that all the time. That's how you have to do it. Just a suggestion in the world of espionage and spies versus spy games. Misspell your words. I'm just saying. Don't mean be stupid and not know how to spell, but just everything that spells is changing anyway. Every time I turn around, it's a Mandela effect for a new fucking, this word is spelled differently. I don't know. I've always spelled it that way because I'm just dumb and I misspell my words anyway. So I always misspell my words on purpose. It don't matter no more. No more. It don't matter. Throw it all out the window. Just spell your shit. Do it like that.
I mean, Allah. Is that a misspelled word?
Hell yes. Hell yes.
What's this? Anyone else have a man crush on Dr. Wu?
Oh, thank you. I'm a good-looking man.
He was back in the problem behind her. Oh, look, it says she was backing out of the driveway. They pulled up behind her, got out, and uploaded her. It's on video. Holy cow.
No shit, man. No shit. I don't want to hear things like we're from the California Central Valley where you had drive-bys pretty much every fucking day to get into the gang or they wipe each other out. It's sad, man.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
I don't want to hear innocent people get hurt.
I'm going to bring up something that's pretty interesting. This is not about minimalism, none of that right now. It's I don't know if you ever heard of this. In Texas.
Yes, it's banned here, man.
America underneath ancient ruins buried beneath a Texas town.
Archaeology. What's up?
Yeah, and I thought it was pretty interesting. So I know the show's not called that, but we're gonna switch over. I'm gonna show you some stuff that I didn't know there was even a. It was I found it on YouTube. It's actually an episode on a History Channel about what is it called American Underneath.
What?
And there's about a wall that's underneath a town in Texas.
What?
I thought, wow, I never heard of this story, which I'm surprised I didn't. So we're gonna get into that in a little bit.
I want to see this.
Yeah.
What wall? What wall in Texas had an indigenous culture that lived there, but mostly a desert people. So what wall?
Well, remember, every state there's stuff that people don't know about. I mean, look in Seattle. There's actually you could go on a tour on an underground Seattle tour of the underground city that one time Seattle burnt down in flames, and they actually built a city on top of a city.
Yeah.
So, there's all that. So we're gonna get into that in a second. What is this saying?
Wow.
It looks like a weapon created to Gulf Mexico, the perfect circle, because he wrote, "She's not dead, but the deep state is desperate to hide the election fraud."
I see what you're saying. Oh,
yeah, I don't. Yeah, what is this?
yeah.
Crazy! All these new archaeological and artifacts being found.
It is. Thank you.
It is, and I never even heard of this story, so it's kind of a interesting story. So I'm going to be showing that in a second, but just to let people know what's going on this week, future shows coming on this week, and then we're going to play Grandpa's World, and then we'll get right into the wall, and then Bob actually did WTF. We're going to do that on the second half of the show today on the WTF, but Wednesday the topic is going to be it's going to be very interesting. Because what I'm going to do, Bob, is tomorrow on my podcast, I'm actually going to be doing a podcast about what's behind calling Hollywood shells. What's behind how, because everybody says like, for example, everybody says Tom Hanks is the biggest shell of Hollywood.
Yeah,
I want to get into why. Why do we think that? What is with?
Yeah, I don't think.
What was it? A movie that changed him into a shell? And I want to get into a subject on Wednesday where I'm actually going to be doing a podcast on a Tuesday. So if people want to get a pre-started on what my opinion is, then on Wednesday, Bob, I want to get your opinion, and I want people. I'm going to put this email address in the chat right now, because I want people to email me this. People, email me a list of the people you are considering a shell that's in Hollywood, and your opinion on why they're a shell. Then I want to dive deep into this with you, Bob, on why is this guy a shell? What did he do? What, you know what I mean? Because we never everybody says Hollywood is shells. Everybody says, but I want to know why. Is it a code? Is it what? So that's Wednesday. And I'm doing a podcast on it tomorrow. Friday, we're going to have a Matrix party.
I know that.
So far, the Matrix Unveil is coming for sure. Neo Matrixology, I told them about it, and we're trying to get to like Sadistic Red. So we're going to do like one kind of big Matrix party. I'm going to try to find more Matrix. If I can't, Matrix Unveil is awesome, kid.
Yes.
I'm just basically going to be calling Journey into the Matrix Effect, because we're just gonna get into a big Matrix. So make sure your batteries are all charged up on Friday, because your batteries are going to die, because there's going to be a lot of energy on it this Friday. Yeah, right here. Actors playing their part in the game. Exactly. I want to know why. When actors become part of the game, how did they become part of the game? Is it like they have to join a club? That's what I want to get into. Like if Bob goes to Hollywood and Bob makes a movie, is it automatically that Bob's now a sellout because he makes a movie? That's what I want to discover. That's what I want to talk about on Wednesday. So
yes.
So that's I'm hoping that's going to be cool. But here, I'm going to share the screen.
CIA. I'm a CIA shill. Don't I look like a CIA shill? Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is, real quick, I'm going to show a video from Grandpa's World, because I want to get the pictures of this wall ready, and this gives me a little time to get it ready. So the Grandpa's World I'm going to show is Darren and David wants to see Bigfoot instead. Hold on. Darren and David wants to see Bigfoot. Instead, they get to see aliens.
No shit. Well, they go together. Remember that. So it's kind of cool.
Okay, so I gotta change my audio.
Yeah. Make sure you change your audio.
So I gotta change so you guys can hear it. Here we go. There we go. Let me stop. Let me go back to Grandpa's World. So this is from Grandpa's World. It's called David and Darren and David wanted to see Bigfoot, but I gotta play his theme. All right, here we go. Here's my buddy.
Grandpa's World. This is Grandpa. Today we're going to talk about Darren and his son. Many years ago, Darren and his son decided to go camping. They were hoping to see a Bigfoot. They chose an area so they could fish for their food. And it's about 5 foot from the water's edge. They built a fire and stoked it every hour. They was the only ones in the area, so it was peaceful. As evening came, the sun was setting. They saw a low light that was moving in the sky. Then they heard a high-pitched scream that sounded like it came from a woman. David remembered that there was a cave nearby with a waterfall where a girl had drowned. He said, while nervously laughing, that maybe it was a ghost of the girl. At some point in the night, their wives called to check up on them, but the men didn't answer. The wives didn't know where the two men had decided to camp, so they was worried about it, and women kept calling, trying to get an answer. Finally, about 4:37 or so, David answered the phone. The men realized that they were missing about 4 hours. Their fire was out, and terrified, the men grabbed their stuff, changed their clothes. That's when Darren noticed all of his clothes were wrong side out, and they don't remember anything as to missing time. The only thing they have going for them is they don't drink alcohol of any kind, and they had their clothes sent off to be analyzed, and the only thing they had was ultraviolet fluorescing stains. I guess the shorts, the sweatshirts, sleeveless shirts, and several other items. They came back with nothing unusual with them, and I guess others had their clothes tested too. So it's a mystery to them as what happened to them and what happened to their time lost. That's it for Grandpa's World today. We'll see y'all later. Have a good time.
All right. Let me change my audio back.
Hell yeah.
Now, did say the one common thing that a lot of people do say about an alien experience or ships is time loss. That is
100%.
I mean, that's been used a lot. I think when that first appeared, when the time loss has really gotten popular. Now, I'm not saying this story is fake or real. Don't get me wrong, because we really don't know. Yeah. But the very first episode ever of the X-Files is when Mulder and Scully was driving on this road that's supposed to be in Oregon. Technically, it was filmed in Vancouver, Canada, and the car died out. He drew an X, and they lost like 3-4 minutes of time.
That's
so
cool.
So that's where the popularity of time kind of really got started. I mean, it grew before, but X-Files made that time loss even more popular. So, but beyond that, I mean, you kind of hear this from everybody when you're not expecting it. You're not going UFO hunting. Yeah. You're actually going Bigfoot hunting, or like Bob, hunters go in the mountains to hunt.
Yeah.
And then during their hunt, they see weird things.
Yeah. A lot of fucking UFOs in the mountains, man. There's people don't know that. I mean, you're used to being, well, speaking of UFO, there's a one that it's growing. In fact, Joey's out there. It was in Hawaii, and there was a blue triangle that was filmed in the sky, a UFO, unidentified, I like to use this word, an unidentified flying object, unidentified object in the sky in Hawaii, blue triangle on fucking film. Now, we got to debunk it first. Let's go there. But it's taken flight, and a lot of people have been seeing this thing, and then it dove into the water. A blue. I've watched the footage. I said, wow, whoa. I don't know if Joey saw that. We put it in the sidebar if he heard anything about that in Hawaii, but that blew me away, man. There's just so many UFOs right now. I've fucking never seen so many of them in my life popping up, man. What's going on? I mean, really, guys, scratch your head a little bit. Where there's smoke, this debunk first. But wherever there's smoke, there is some fire. I'm saying right now. UFOs, especially in the forest. Now they're all over the cities and shit. So we're moving into it, man. Moving into it.
Well, I'm just showing everybody in the chat that Steve Turner says start this at 30 seconds. I won't show it because news footages is the one thing that gets you strikes. Start this at 30 seconds. The clip of the blonde chick getting shot at. So if you guys want to see what he was talking about, there's the YouTube page. Do it on yourself, because last time I played a page where our good friend System Failure was getting busted by the cops, I get a not a strike. I get all revenue goes to this news channel. Like what? Oh, here's our good friend Quantum Stuff Texas.
Yes,
getting ready for work. Everyone listening in. Hey, Texas Danny, I watched your video on land changes in Texas, and in the same video, he talked about Washington. So that was cool. So that was cool. Yeah. So
I look at the skies. Danny looks at the ground. We got a great fucking combo going.
Well, think about now. You said a lot of UFOs are seen like in deserts, in mountains, but think about this. I can't prove to you that UFOs are real or not. I mean, our good friend that we had on this channel before named Jay Dyer, they believe that if you believe in UFOs, then you should slap yourself. So there's people who don't believe in it. So, but if you are a UFO and say you're real, why would you? And if you're trying to fly like under the radar, much as you can, why would you fly over a city? In the first place, you could go in the places that there are less people. So if you're here to kidnap a body, if it's real, they're going to kidnap you from a desert or a mountain versus trying to kidnap you in a city. Yeah,
that's why I go back to an unidentified, according to what we have now, an unidentified object. We don't know what it is. Could be man-made. Could be fucking made down at the Air Force Base. We don't know what it is. We don't know if it's just a drone that somebody has up there. You just can't see the blue propeller. You could have a drone with the same color, big gap in the circle in the middle with a propeller. It's the same color as the outside, and when it spins, it's solid blue. You know what I'm saying? It don't look like it's transparent or up there. We don't know, but it's just unusual that it popped up and it's all over the media. So if it's there for you, you're supposed to see it. You're supposed to know about it. You're supposed to talk about it. Up to you to debunk it. But I just thought that was weird. Yeah. Keep my eyes up, man. There's too many weird things in this. I ain't from here. So everything's weird.
Well, I want to, this is a nice little chat that somebody wrote. Hey, Aaron Roca, how is there 10,000K subs and only 24 watching? Good question. Hey, that's a fair question. Hey, I guess you don't like us or something, because that's kind of a question. Dude, I could care less if there's 24 or 100 or 200. As long as we speak honestly from us, it's all that matters. So
it's kept down. Like my channel, people have sent me things. How come you're not bigger? I said, I don't know. I'm on a show where we got 10,000 subs, but on my channel, it's like it stays to an 1,800 at the moment. It's just and people come over there to sub, and it's like, I subbed you, but it didn't go up. I know. I subbed you and watched you. I know. But we also, I know you subbed me, but it ain't going to go up. My shit's locked. So sorry. I said person, and I'm locked for a good reason. I keep my shit low anyway. A CIA agent can't have large subs. Nobody will believe
I guess.
me.
I guess. Yeah. Yeah. I guess you're right, huh?
Government keeps finding low.
Yeah. Yeah. You
I'm
know.
only a disseminator of information. I'm not here to be popular. I don't have no fucking trophies, no nothing. I just give information out. That's it. I'm disseminator information.
You know what? Hey, I gotta apologize. He's right. Robert Smith is right. Where did I say I didn't like you? I'm just puzzled over the split between subs and watchers. I know what you're saying. I know it's weird.
No, that's exactly why.
You know what?
It's a good question. People
It
say
is
that.
a good question. It is a good question because Robert Smithers one day, I don't know what video that we did, Bob. Hold on a second. And this was trippy. This was actually trippy, and I don't understand.
Good question. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me go here a second. Let me tell you what video I'm talking about that really tripped me out of saying, is YouTube or channels doing this? Because let me just see here. I'm looking right here on our past videos. Okay, here it is. We did a video a couple weeks ago called Science Fiction versus Science Fact. What aliens will look like. Okay. Right? Okay, right now, that video has, according to this, it has 721 views, right?
Yeah.
But a week ago, it said it had 891. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. It said 800. It said 891. Then it went from 891 to 700. 700. What is it now? 721. Now I've heard on YouTube side that it sometimes with sub counts, if they think 3 or 4 subs are coming from a same person, they'll take some off.
Yeah.
And I heard maybe views, right? But when you got 891, 721, 180 just gone. I mean, was that going to be the what you guys call it, the rhythm, to have it show more to people, and that's why they took it off? So people, I mean, I don't know. I know this sounds like a conspiracy.
Well, no, it's not a conspiracy because I used to do it. I still do everyone. I've stopped for a little bit. I was doing my live shows one time, and I had I counted up to 12 people in my sidebar, and it was showing 2 people watching. Oh, I think I got feedback. There's 2 people watching. I was like, well, they got fucking 12 people. I was like, and people were like, there's 12 people in here, and I'm counting, yeah. And there's 2. It says 2 people watching. It's just the algorithm. I don't hate YouTube for it. It's fucking funny. It's just supposed to happen.
It is because
it's fine.
It is because just yesterday, the current subscriber right now we're at 9,843. So we're not actually at 10,000 yet, but yesterday we were at 9,805, right? Then Bob, then it dropped from 9,805 to 9,785. So it dropped by 20 subs, right?
Yeah.
But then this morning, when I went to it, it's at 9,843. So it went from here, dropped by 20, then it went above by 20. So I'm sitting here like, what did a whole group said unsubscribe? Then all suddenly 20 unsubscribed and 60 people subscribed.
And then they came back. Well, I've got a big fan of my show. It's been my show since 2016, and this person always is. And we joke about it. It's like, hey, they're always unsubscribed. They have to resubscribe to me since 2016. This one person has to constantly resubscribe, and I'm laughing, going, "Oh, you got unsubscribed again?" Yeah. I go, what the fuck? People they're automatically unsubscribed, and then they have to. This person has to keep subscribing. So that's why I know it's something with the whatever. I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna blame YouTube. I'm not blaming algorithms. I'm not blaming nothing. I don't know what it is. But this individual has to constantly resubscribe.
It's hard trying to understand. I mean, it really is. I mean, look. I'll show you one more. And we'll get to the wall. But look,
Yeah.
our good friend Viz from the Walking Dead show, right? Right? And this was weird. He got 17,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
He hit, he's a great channel. Love his
Great
channel.
channel, man.
But
My
look
favorites.
at his views. 261, 50, 158, 81, 47, 71, 92. He has one at 456, 75, and he hit it huge. And it's like, what happened to his views? He was getting thousands, and it's like, is YouTube doing this on purpose? Trying to like, we don't want people to talk about, I don't know, talk about the dead or spiritual or horror or Mandela effects, UFOs. So it's like,
you know me.
what's
I think there's an AI algorithm. It's outside of YouTube. It's in everything at the moment. It's just doing itself on every platform. As silly and useless, as fun and giddy as it is, higher it gets. More information you give out to people, the lower it goes. It's kind of a fluctuation. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna ask all this to our good friends on Friday with the Matrix stuff. Saying,
Yeah, that's what
is
people
this,
ask.
is this a glitch in the Matrix that they want to keep people down? Because
I'm having fun.
it is fun. It's fun because you're actually watching these numbers go this, and you're like, and YouTube saying they're not doing anything different. I'm not saying they are.
Yeah.
I'm not. They gave us a platform to come here.
I love it. I love YouTube.
So-
Like I said, mine's 1800, and then I go to my thing and it shows you've gained 10, like a green arrow going up. It's always got a green arrow going up. I'm like, but it hasn't changed. the subs never changed one fucking. It's exactly the same as it was. So like, where's the extra 10? I don't know.
I know.
I like them. I hate them.
That's why you can't take all this too seriously.
No.
Because you really don't know. And Bob, I know what you're talking about. Because like you said, one time you were doing a show, and I know what you're talking about because I've seen this. Everybody, Bob's not joking on this.
No.
Bob was doing the show, and it said there's only 2-3 people watching, right? And then on the chat, there was like 7 or 8 people commenting in his chat. But it said 2 or 3. I was commenting in his chat with 4 other people, but it only said 2, 3 are watching. Like, well,
Told you every time. I'll come on and sometimes I'll be talking, it'll be 0 watching, and it'll be the whole sidebar be lit up. Like, what is going? But then again, I stop. I say, okay, back up. What's my purpose? Disseminate of information. So I'm obviously being kept down for a reason, which is fine. I don't mind. It saves my life probably in the long run. So I don't have a problem.
And Ann Gaynor wasn't writing like towards us, but she wrote like there are certain trigger words like I can't type, and you have to like put in symbols because if you say certain words, it's like we got to make sure that this show can't be watched by a lot of people because they're saying certain words, and that's how the rhythm works. And it's almost impossible to not say certain words. Like if I say the word pandemic, boom, I probably already got flagged saying he said the word pandemic. He can't show this to a lot of people.
Yeah, now it's going way back down.
Or clown, or it's deleted. CL, like, yeah.
It just went down. Only 4 people viewed this show today. It went way down.
I know, it's crazy. Now, I'm going to show you this spot. There's a town in Texas. The town's called Rockwall. Okay, the Rockwall in Rockwall, Texas. A prehistoric man, extraterrestrial, or natural phenomenon. Okay, here, I'm going to show you because before I go an article, let me show you this picture of what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
there's a town in Texas, and when they digged, here's you see this picture right here. There's a full episode on History Channel, and when they dig in the ground, there's this wall. And you can see a picture of what the wall looks like.
Yeah.
It's underground now.
I wrote it down so I can research this one.
Yeah. It's. I know, and I just discovered this today because I barely emailed you like an hour ago. Say, hey, you ever heard of the rock wall in Texas? I go, I've never heard of this story. I never watched this.
Yeah, it's banned in England. That video is banned.
Since the 1800s, the city of Rockwall, Texas, has had many mysteries it's been trying to solve. Allegedly, the town was built on a rock wall that was constructed. And of course, I can't play the video because it's all about history, and they'll take it down.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's fucking. And the town is called Rockwall.
Yeah, the town is based
on the Rockwall. Come on, man. So the town is called Rockwall, and they find a rock wall.
It says like the question in the back of the most people's mind has been whether the wall was built by prehistoric man or whether it was naturally occurring phenomenon. The formation has been well documented in at least 11 different locations surrounding and below the city of Rockwall. And the beginning in 1852, various excavation has been taking place in which mapped and archived by the Rockwall County Historical Foundation. Pairing as random markings here, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna put this article and put it in the chat because maybe somebody in the chat is actually from Texas and they heard of this.
The Rockwall.
Yeah. And I know that I was watching it, and they were trying to find out what kind of material that was used to build this wall.
Yeah, I want to know that.
And I got to watch it more because I watched it really quickly before this show because I just learned this today that they're saying some of the materials is the same materials that they use to make the pyramids because how easy it is to make the square.
So there might be if it's quartz. That's weird if it's quartz.
Now, and the question is kind of like the pyramids, there's theories on who built it, but the question is who really did build it,
Talk about the apocalypse, man. I mean, when I say that, I don't mean fucking guys with leather jackets in the middle of the desert. I mean the unveiling of the truth. All these truth things coming up from all these answers being answered. It's amazing. Earlier cultures.
And what was interesting, watching the history now, take the History Channel for the grain of salt, okay? They add stuff, they make stuff up, they make it sound more exciting, but beyond that, but beyond thinking that, one of the guys they interview says, maybe it's not UFOs, maybe it's interdimensional man.
Interdimensional.
That word actually came up on this episode.
It has been.
So I like that because maybe somebody from the past or future came and started building this wall. And another question is now if a man made the wall, which most likely it is, what was the wall made for? What was the reason behind it? Because it's a gigantic wall. When they show it in the video on how, it's not no one little house-sized wall. It's a wall. Covers a lot of acres of land. So it's like, why was it built in the first place?
Yeah, remember, I'm a big proponent of
Texas. Danny's from Texas. He might know this. They said it was a natural occurrence.
Okay. We'll take a look. Thank you, Danny, for doing it. And thank you for being honest by saying that. Because that's what I want to find out. I'm going to find out. We got to debunk first, people. Please use your debunking skills first. And then what we have left over, we might have something weird, like a wall.
You know what? I am stupid. I forgot, right? I'm asking, who's from Texas? Texas Danny?
He's in Texas right now. So, yeah.
And Texas Danny, what's his main thing about his channel? Land changes.
Land changes. It probably came with the last whatever shift, whatever you guys want to call it, whatever your camp is. If there was a shift, as one camp calls it, then this appeared. If there's a big weird change in Texas, this appears now. Because I've seen a lot of with changes happen to the topography, whatever, all of a sudden it'd be like something found that's significant in that area archaeologically. I'm like, that's weird, man.
Now, Box Cartwillie wrote, John Livy had just done a good video melting buildings in the USA.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It could be natural, but that's the fun of it, you know. Now, hey, if you got a lot of money, people do crazy things. All right, let's look at the Winchester House, the famous Winchester House, where a woman went crazy. She had all this money. She built all these stairs to go nowhere.
Go where?
So,
nowhere.
There could have been a man that had too much money and said, I want to build a wall for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. We're not saying it's natural. I know you put, we're not saying that we're going to find out. We're going to go, whatever experts are going to, whatever they call themselves, are going to go down there and find out if these things were actual. And it's easy to tell. Believe me, you'll see the even lines or not even lines. Every rock, if you guys taken geology, you know it's called cleavage, which means it can be broken. If you break rocks to make certain shapes for certain walls, you crack them on a certain thing because they have cleavage in them and it cracks a certain way. But we're going to find out if these things are molded, cracked, made from artificially. We don't know. We don't know what masonry work was done with it.
Yeah,
we'll find out.
And I got to watch some of these documentaries.
I gotta see
more. I gotta watch it more to see what kind of testing they've done on it. Because, like I said, I just saw it 45 minutes before the show is gonna start. I'm like, where did this come from?
Yeah, that's kind of neat when we find. I'm constantly seeing new archaeology stuff. I mean, it's archaeology heaven. When I was going to school, they said it dried up. Now, I'm not putting down presidents, but Bush took all the funding. Basically, I don't know why, but he took all the funding away from all the archaeology digs at my time. He did. Had nothing to do with presidencies. I'm not saying that, but he just took all the money away. So all the grants were gone. There was no grants for any archaeology. For some reason, the government did not want anybody doing any archaeology. So it dried the fuck up. I'm not sure if they even still have grants anymore. They've stopped the grants. So these guys obviously have some money.
Yeah.
Might be private too. You don't know.
Yeah, Carla Webster. Yeah, she was told by spirits to build that house, apparently. Yeah, she was. She was told by spirits.
Remember that. Yes, you're right when she says that.
Was, making stairs for every person that has died because of their Winchester
Winchesters.
Now, guys, there is a movie that came out 2 years ago called Winchester. The movie sucks. I'm just telling you guys right now.
Yes, that's what she said. She did say that. I'm curious if there's a change in that, by the way. I'm going to go back and try to see what she says now. Everything has a change, a little 1% change to it. Misremembering or not, it's just fun to go find out.
Now, like people saying, some people are saying it's natural causes, but now say it wasn't. Now, the government could come out and say, "Oh, it's all natural causes," because they don't want you to know what they really found. I'm just saying, because if there's some more truth to this, they don't want you to know. It's just like the same thing of Skinwalker's Ranch, right?
Yeah.
They don't let you know what they want you to know. Then anything else they don't want you to know, you're not going to know.
Yeah. I would love to see that. I'd love to see that. I'd love to go do some digging, man.
If I had money, I would definitely build a big arse wall to keep all the shells out.
And fill it with badgers. Just have badgers in there.
Hey, remember back in the 50s and 60s and 70s and even 80s, people that had a lot of money, they built nuclear underground things where
silos.
Afraid that a nuclear war silos. You had the money, you could almost live down there. Some people built like a natural green where they could grow plants.
Yeah,
nothing ever's happened. So if you got the money, right?
Hiding from something. I mean, after what I saw in Paris with all them freaking bones under the city, like by the millions, yeah, they're hiding from something. So maybe they built these walls that protect themselves from something. Something was here getting people for some ways. I don't know, for food maybe. Maybe they were and interdimensionals were here feasting on human flesh. They were just stealing humans, and they built a big wall. Oh, I don't know. Pulling them underground. People, all these underground tunnels I find everywhere. They're popping up all over the goddamn back of this turtle. Underground tunnels found, huh? More of them? The hell? Where these tunnels coming from? A new was it waterways? These unusual old waterways. Where do they come from? Holy shit! What happened in the past that was so weird? They built walls and caves underground. Was it? I feel like it was at one time like what was it like Terminator? Did we have an actual Terminator situation here? But they're all gone now. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I just typed in ancient ruins buried beneath USA. And look at all these pictures that comes up. Incredible ancient ruins in USA you probably didn't know existed.
Look at that.
Yeah, what does it say? North America has amazing. What does it say where it's come from? World Wonderlist 2020 National Park. Is that in a national park?
Yeah, I think that's down in the southern. It's like New Mexico, and yeah, I think it's down in New Mexico.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, Anastasi's and all those other ones that just disappeared. The cliff dwellers that just there you go. Anastasi's that lived up in the mountains and they just disappeared. Why would they live up in the high cracks in the mountains? Everyone's scratching here. Why would you have to live far above the Lord? And this is out there in those regions. Oh, here we go. They were masters at tunnels. Yeah, Danny. Yeah, it's getting that way. I'm starting to agree with you.
And here's a good chat. All information is released, not discovered. It is up to us to figure out why they have released it. What reaction are they looking for from the information release?
Yeah,
that is absolutely true.
Well, I told somebody one time from what my observances is, and that's just me, and I'm wrong most likely. It seems like we were on a disaster place. Like this place was built for disaster. Like the mud. I've seen evidence of mud over here in England that had covered up this brick area where they were dredging it out. And I was like, where did this massive mud flood, this mud fucking wave come through? It's just like, it looks like it was a disaster here a long time ago. Massive disasters.
Our good friend, Quantum of Consciousness, well, yeah. Quantum, he said that nothing is just released to be released. There's a reason behind almost any information that is released. Is it to find out certain things? Why it was released? Is it to get a reaction? What people are thinking? And I like that thinking. That is true, right? Things are just not released. Are they trying to? I remember he said, Quantum Consciousness on his video said, "Oh man, sometimes they release things on purpose so certain communities will run with it and make the story crazier than it is. Yeah, to make it where people don't even want to look into it no more because, like, oh my god, this group's and they lose interest in it because
they release information and then instead of people being objective first, they immediately jump into fucking the reptiles, the proof of the reptiles building it, and they stupefy it so bad that it becomes a joke. It's so easy to do that. It's so easy. The aliens just, oh God, man. Let's do some science first. Everybody science first.
Maybe Bigfoot eats aliens, which keeps them from invading Earth. You know what? You never know, dude. Maybe Bigfoot is designed. Maybe I don't know. Maybe God and Jesus designed Bigfoot to get rid of the aliens invading the Earth. I don't know.
You know what? It's plausible. You know what? That's silly. But it's on the table.
It's on the table.
We're here to fucking protect them.
Now let's look at this pic. Now this one says River House Ruin, Utah. You'll need a 4-wheel drive vehicle or stronger pair of legs to reach River House Ruin, a sandstone cliff dwelling built by ancestral Puebloans between AD 900 and the late 1200s. The 5-mile route from the highway. It's characterized in deep sand. This is kind of stuff that I would love if a travel channel, whatever, would sponsor us to go see. I would jump on that boat. I'd be like, fuck yeah, I'll take it.
I went to college for it. I would love it.
Now, this one says River House Ruin in Utah. Looks like a retarded. I'm sorry for using the word retarded. A retarded deer. The early desert dwelling is made of a series of well-preserved rooms, some the range of 2 stories, tucked beneath the cliff. 1 mile trail follows a base of structures and allows visitors to peek at hundreds of including an image of Cocopelli. Is that how you say, Bob? Cocopelli?
I can't read it from here, but Cocopelli.
Including an image of Cocopelli, a fraternally dietary trickster god dispute with a flute and feathered Tetris. From this picture?
Maybe there's more pictures attached to it. I don't know. There's always stories of the ancient feathered gods that were reptilian. I'm not joking, guys. The reptilian feathered gods of South America and lower part or upper parts of Mexico and certain parts of Mexico.
Bob, can you answer this question?
What's that?
But does Bigfoot shave his balls too?
You know what? I don't think he has I don't think he shaves anything on his body. Just to be honest with you.
What is this? Maverick thinks maybe aliens eat Bigfoot. That's why it's hiding. Laugh out, Joey Rook, a legend and a hero.
Maybe they do. Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe they go hunting for the Bigfoot and they eat them. Maybe that's their meal. Maybe it's aliens take them, or maybe they take their DNA and they make humans. Whoopsies. Just saying. Maybe they take their DNA to make humans.
I just put in the chat of the article where I'm looking at these pictures from. Box Cutter wrote, their place is a giant holographic arena running many social experiments at once, but they have run their course. They destroyed it by different means and move on.
Yeah, that's the Matrix theory. I'm moving into more of the simulation camp myself because I've seen things that are just impossible and stupid. It just don't make no sense, and the way the mathematics work for things. Yeah, that's plausible.
Here's another one. Sand Island in Utah's got a lot of drawings. Utah. Around 30 minutes drive from River House Ruin near Bluff, you'll also find one of the finest surviving examples of ancient Puebloan wall art in Bears Ears National Monument. Okay, so there's another monument with a bunch of pictures drawing. It looks like there's a robot in this picture. Kind of a drawing. I know you guys can't really see it. Let me see here. That doesn't even do any good, but you can see look like a giant. There's a picture of a giant.
I see the giant carving, yeah. Yeah, there's a large, well, not large, but there's a big moving consensus, whatever, that there were giants here at one time, and evidence. What little we have is it does prove a little bit of that being the case. It was giants. Those giants in those days. Well, whenever there's smoke, there's fire. But yeah, there's been evidence now, new evidence, like in areas like in Florida where they have these stories of these giants living on an island, and they've had big structures of houses, and they were huge, big fucking humans. What the fuck, man? They come from? Did they come from beyond the Arctic wall where they have more oxygen to the place over here we have less oxygen, we're smaller? We don't know. Probably, possible. They interdimensionally come into an area through a portal. Big fuckers from the other side of whatever. Plausible.
It is.
Yeah. There was supposed to be giants living in the Grand Canyon in these caves they were talking about. Giants. They've had Native American stories of big red-headed giants. Cannibalistic, but I mean everybody's cannibalistic. You don't know what they are. That's the old. They're from that African place. They're cannibals. No, they're not cannibals. I don't think they're cannibals. But yeah, large red-headed men, women.
Bigfoot or bust. Somehow we got here from Sagittarius Earth.
Yeah, well, the narrative that I had learned, the schooling that I had learned from was Sagittarius arm. Apparently, I'm wrong now, but I'm with you.
Yeah. Now this is Banner National Monument, New Mexico. Looks like a cave to me, but
Yeah.
there's evidence that humans inhabited that rugged land of canyons of cliffs more than 11,000 years ago. Though its striking structures were built by ancestral AD 1150, the Los Alamos site is home remains stone. Well, I mean, they could be humans that was here longer than 11,000 years ago. We don't know. We're not back in time. I mean, it's not like every body that's going to be preserved where we're going to find it in places. I mean,
I think we're going to find out. We're finding out more and more information. I could say for a fact, this is a fact so far, that we're finding out more and more information with all these new discoveries, archaeological discoveries, and more of a liberal mindset for archaeologists that are kind of stepping outside the box, looking at things differently. We are getting more information now. So those of you truthers out there, be clapping. I'm clapping. Like, wow. We're getting a lot more information. A lot more discoveries are coming up daily. This is amazing shit. Along with the weird stuff, other stuff, but we are getting a lot of cool information there. We're gonna have the answers.
No, and but Bob, but to discover this, you gotta use a little bit of science. But I thought all science are fake. So what they're telling you is all 100% lies. Sometimes I know. Sometimes people go a little bit too far, too extreme.
It's not that they're lying; they don't have enough information.
Not all science is bad. Okay, not all science is wrong. There is a good chunk of it, but here we go. Here, a Banner National Monument in New Mexico. So there's stairs to holes in the mountain. A network of ladders and stone steps provide access to a coal house, clifftop site that was once home to around 2,000 ancestral Puebloans. The park has extensive network of hiking trails that weaves through the forest and connects different villages, plus a visitor. Okay, well, that's cool. I mean, listen, if you live back in the day where you don't have a good hammer, I guess you could make a good home out of a cave. I mean,
I have a tendency to think that you would use the materials you have around you to work with. Now, if you don't have, say, a rock shovel or so, because that's what they were working with, who's to say they didn't have hydraulics, or they use high pressured water, like the high pressured spray to carve things with. Well, where the hell would they get a high pressured hose with? I don't know. That was one of my theories. They used water, high pressured water, to carve things with, carve caves out with. How would you do that? I don't know. But back then they had more water.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a way you can do it. You can do it.
It's easy trying to answer everything with the unknown, did this and that. But if you live in the time where you have what you have, you'd be surprised what womankind can build
pressurized hoses. Yeah. And a lot of the constructions people don't know about. How'd they build this? Well, what they built a lot of things out of is it's called tuff, volcanic tuff. It's volcanic ash. It's been compiled and packed together, and it's called tuff, and it's granularly. So if you were to have a high pressured water hose, you can carve anything you want out of it. You can carve a face, a wall, a house. It's called tuff, volcanic tuff. Ash.
Could be just good old fashioned work. It's like the TV show MacGyver, where he could build stuff out of almost anything. I mean, that's human nature, dude. That's human nature.
If somebody came through a dimensional door with a Swiss Army knife and they carved everything.
Yeah,
the pyramids were made by one guy with a Swiss Army knife.
What's this here? Now this is in Joshua Rock, North Carolina. The soapstone boulder was once a sacred site for Cherokee people, who believe an ancient giant creature called Japakula landed here when jumping from one mountain to another. Shoot, we might have to do a show about this Jabakula. What the hell? What the hell is a Jabakula?
I've never heard of that story, by the way. I took Native American studies in college for archaeology, and I've never heard of that character.
I'm gonna,
With the Cherokee.
Hold on, I gotta copy and paste that word. I gotta email.
Look it up. What is this creature?
I gotta email this to myself to look this up later.
I've never heard of the Cherokee ever talking about in mythology this creature.
Yeah.
What the fuck is
that? I just email myself.
Another giant. We have another giant. There are giant stories popping up all over the damn grid, man. The giant stories. There are giant stories constantly popping up in mythology now. I think even old Black Sheep was talking about it. He was like, yeah, man, there's fucking the giants popping up everywhere with stories. Are these the, what do they call them? The Nephilim? If you're a biblical person, if this is your thing, if that's your cup of tea, are they the Nephilim? Are we having evidence to prove now that the Nephilim were alive in here on this place? Yeah. Plausible. It's plausible now.
Yeah. This is where you learn stuff, man. I'm gonna look up this.
Look him up. And hit images and see what he looks like.
Oh, okay. Okay, hold on. I mean, yeah, you're right. Let me just.
Yeah, I want to see. I've never heard of this mythological creature before.
Give me a second.
Is it a Bigfoot? Is it another giant? I know that the Mississippi, those little snake mounds, they were supposed to be giant bones. This is turning into a story about giants. We're talking about giants a lot here.
I know. It's almost. We could have done a whole show on this.
I am big. Oh,
that's what it says here. According to Mooney's story, a being named Judakula, called by the Cherokee Disla or Tassel Kalu, the great slant-eyed giant, was the greatest of all Cherokee mythical characters. A giant hunter who lived on the southwestern slope of Richland, Belsman Mountain at the head of the Tuckasegee River in Jackson. Now, let's see. Now, of course,
what is that?
It's mostly looks like it's mostly pictures of the carvings or they see, but I'm curious to see if they have a picture of what they think it looks like, because that's what we're looking at right there on that one page.
I've never heard of that carving before.
Larger building covered with well-pressured Indian pictures writing of unknown origin, 3.5 miles. Dude, this is why the Travel Channel's got to get us, so we could go to these places and nobody cares, but we care about it.
Yeah. Or maybe they don't want people to know about it. That's what's funny. It seems a lot of Bibles. We're not doing religious channel. I'm just saying there's a lot of information from the Bible they've been suppressing almost on purpose. I mean, as scientists, why are you even playing? Why would they suppress anything from the Bible? It's already been debunked by scientists. So why would they make an effort to suppress things in it? Questions you need to ask.
Now this drawing, the carpetbagger, Jadakula, and other awesome Cherokee monsters. That looks like a snake with wings.
That's supposed to be a dragon, I guess. Another dragon. Another dragon story. Snakes, dragons. There's one of the creatures. Looks like up higher.
That looks like Bigfoot. That just looks like Bigfoot.
Yeah, Bigfoot. Could be a giant. Wow. Maybe that's the creature. Maybe they're
river. That one's called the river monker.
With all these things, and obviously it sounds like a hero figure. A large mythological hero figure.
It's almost like we could do a show just on that because that's kind of interesting.
Well, it's easy. You'll get lost. When I start looking up mythologies, it's completely changed. A lot of it's changed, and you'll get lost. You get lost. So much interesting things now. I always tell people, if you're into the Mandela effects, you put that aside. Forget all that. Just go into the mythology stories and look for the continuity errors of the mythology stories. You'll be shocked at how much shit has changed. Really, really weird.
What's this? Cahokie Mount, Illinois. Gallery reveals how the site looked. Shit. Lapakani State Historical Park, Hawaii. Oh, is Joey? Joey, are you still in the chat? Joey, you still there? What is this? What is this? Lapakahi State Historical Park, Hawaii. It says archaeology sites are rarely more scenic than Lupakane State Historic Park on the island of Hawaii, North Kahula coast. The ancient fishing settlement is set against a backdrop of palm trees and shimmering blue waters and fringed by a striking beach with the black and white stones.
Wow.
Okay, but what's I don't know what's.
Well, those are dangerous. I know a lot of construction workers that I had known that were working in Hawaii. I know when they find archaeology, any artifacts, they have to shut shit down quick and get. They're serious about getting the fucking the shamans or the priests or whatever the locals, elders out there fast because they believe that shit is cursed. You go messing with the artifacts in Hawaii, you're looking at bad karma, man. Bad things happen. They take it seriously in Hawaii.
Hey, Bob, I'm confused.
What is that?
Wrote, I just heard the news that the UK is being locked down again from midnight tonight. Proper kicking. I thought you guys were already locked down.
Oh, I got to check that out.
What is this? Level 6 or something?
We are on level 4. I think they're going to go up to level 5, maybe. Yeah, they keep locking this.
Carla wrote, I just got the announcement too. Till March, apparently.
I got to check this out.
Till March. Damn. But I thought you guys were already on a level.
Well, no, it just keeps getting a little bit more progressively worse over here, dude. That mutation, without going into conversation with the algorithm, there's that mutation. That's the story that goes. That guys, the narrative. Let's just do it like that. That mutation is taking a fucking number over here, and they're really changing some shit up. They're taking it seriously. They're not playing games over here.
Well, the only thing I heard, I don't want to get into that because I don't want to take it down. It's just it's almost the same as the other one, but it's easy. It's even more easier to catch versus the other one.
Easier to catch,
a lot easier.
The narrative as it goes, yes.
The medication for it is supposed to be the same, even for that. But we're not talking about that. I don't want to get in that because the algorithm will be looking for that.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, though. You guys are welcome to put anything you want there like that. That's fine. So it's getting. I'm not on the news at the moment. I've been running around, but I have to check it out after this show because
I know
it affects me. I'm over here too.
Hey, I for a while I thought the movie theater would be back open January 6th, but we just have an extension here too. So no movie theaters opening up this week. Everybody's like, hey, if you got me a movie theater open, I'm fine. You can do whatever you want. As long as I can go to a movie, get popcorn, you can do whatever you want to the world. I don't care. As long as I can go watch a movie, but I guess I can't. So
just to let you guys know over here in England and stuff, you can still maneuver decently, but you got to go through, you got to cross over to Paris. You got to get over there, and then it's a lot easier to fly out. Or you go to Ireland. It's a lot easier to fly out of Ireland. So there's a lot of places you got to just don't leave from here. You got to go to another place by car or something, or by train or something. Then you can move out from there a lot easier. Yeah. But England's locking that shit down, man.
Here's another one. See, Joey must have left because now we got some stuff coming up in Hawaii, and there's no Joey to give his write his opinion. This one's is another historic park in Hawaii. Visitors can follow a series of trails with information panels explaining the significance of structure, such as Kano Storage House, religious shrines, and an ancient burial site, revealing the life of the fishing community.
Yeah.
This picture here looks like a golf course. Serpent Mount Historical Site, Ohio.
Ohio. Yeah.
Well, it looks like a golf course to me.
What's the
Something
serpent mountain?
sinister and huge appears in the lurk beneath the grass at this site in Pebbles. Thankfully, there isn't a snake slithering here. This is actually the world's largest serpent effigy, a mound that moves across the plateau in the shape of a snake. Oh, it's the shape of a snake.
Yeah, they're serpent mounds. They look like they're like S's, like big swirls, like
There
big,
you go, Bob. There's your snake.
big mounds, big swirl mounds. Yeah, I learned about archaeology.
Yeah, if you angle it, it looks like an S in Superman.
Yeah, it goes all the way down to Mississippian cultures. They're strange. They make no sense.
There he is. There he is. Hey, Joey, what the hell's with these? What the hell's with this picture here, Joey, in this Hawaii, in this historical site? What's so special about these two here? Come on, Joey. Tell us in chat. What's so special about these?
I know he's in the construction, so he knows about stopping construction for artifacts and stuff like that. He probably knows like they don't touch them with a 10-foot pole, and they bring over elders. We stay away. Bad luck to be touching that shit.
I think this is tier 5 that Boris has been threatening.
Oh God, it's tier 5. Yeah, I gotta go to Amsterdam and other places, Ireland, and to travel. You got to get off this rock, this island to go, and then you can move about. But
hey, Bob, what did they call it? I forgot. I don't know why I'm having a brain. Remember, like war games in the military, where if the color goes to, I can't remember what color, it means we're in a nuclear war.
Red.
But was that called tiers? I can't try to remember. What was that called when we're in phase? Is it phase?
Well, tiers. They use the word tiers, like tier 1, tier 2. Yeah, tier. They're using the proper. The cool thing about England is that they still use the old maritime law words. So a lot of sailor, a lot of cool. Yeah, they still use the original stuff. So tier is correct. Tier 5. Because we're in tier 5. Shit. Damn.
Oh, no, Bob. It's called DEF CON.
That's like TV for DEF CON 1.
Yeah.
We're in DEF CON 2.
DEF CON 2. DEF CON 3.
DEF CON 4. We're now in DEF CON 5.
We're in DEF CON 5.
A minute.
You're about to get blown up.
You're about to get your mind blown. DEF CON 5. Yeah, I got to find that out. I'll look that up after this. Well, see, I'm good though because I just showed my passport. Bam! They're like, "Oh, Mr. Wood, Your Highness, this way. Your Worshipfulness, come this way."
Now, look at this one. Now, this is Wyoming.
King Wood, come with us.
Now, this is Wyoming. Looks like there's a big fence, and looks like people are washing their clothes and they're hanging it to get dry. In this picture, if you look at this picture, if you look at it deeper, looks like there are a bunch of clothes being put on this line so they can dry their clothes. I don't know, but
I don't know what that is.
What's this? Stone circles are so often shrouded in mystery. Bighorn Medicine Wheel in northern Wyoming, Bighorn National Forest, goes one further, and it's shrouded in snow through the winter months. In summer, it melts away to reveal limestone rocks scattered in wheel shape with spoke you see in a large circle.
Yeah. Astrology. 9 times out of 10, it can be explained away with astrology. They've marked the stars. They've marked the stars for thousands of years. They've marked the stars. Here we go. Here we keep going. This is important. Now. England's connected to Scotland now, but it wasn't before. Okay. Now, I always remember it was. That's just me, but you're not alone. You're not alone with that one. Many people have a memory of it being separate. Yeah.
Well, because when you watch TV or you watch movies, like Scotland, and it always shows like ships arriving in Scotland for wars. You never really see them like marching from another country to Scotland. They always come in by ships.
Yeah. That's a common memory for certain people that whatever you want to call it, they have a memory of it being separate.
DEF CON
19. Yeah, right. Yeah. So no, you're what you're saying is a lot of people have that memory.
Now, Bob, do you want me to continue with this, or you want me to show your WTF or save that for Wednesday?
Oh, you can go ahead and show it. Show it, because I got a
All right.
couple things I want to.
Guys, I'm gonna show Bob's WTF. What the
Well,
fuck?
before it starts, I'm gonna say there. I know people that have a memory will look at some of these things. You got to look really close. Okay, I kind of slip them in as codes. I kind of do things where the people that know, the people that don't are going to make fun of it and laugh and say, this is fucking goofy. Look at the stomachs. Look at the women's stomachs. That's all I want to tell you. And look closely. We'll run it all the way through, Eric, and then see what people say.
Okay.
Look at the stomachs. Look at the maps on the stomachs. Look at the symbols on the stomachs, people. They're out of Africa. So there's no social media. These people are getting their heads wrong. These are just common folk out of Africa with their bellies. Now, there's a whole symbolism thing going on here. Good luck. Have a good time with that.
Yeah.
So
Here we go. This is the intro.
welcome to What the Fuck News.
All right. I'm gonna go press play. Here we go. Let me get the volume. Oh, that's right. I gotta change my audio.
Change your audio.
Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to hear it. Because
No,
I don't know what change. Doesn't really matter. Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Sorry, guys. Here we go. I love the music. Oh gosh! Oh shit! I didn't need to see that. I'm sorry, that's too funny. Is that us in the background talking?
I don't know what that is. The speed it's going also is not correct. It's mathematically not correct. You could just go right overhead and pop in the view of the flat. Right on top, like right overhead. Just
Look at those clouds.
Need to see. Amazing. Love this place. Fun part.
Now, I just want to say, people, because I do upload this to the podcast, so everybody who's watching this on the podcast, the link to the channel of this actual video is on my channel. So if you want to see exactly what we're watching, just click on the YouTube channel and you can see it. Bob's also got this on his own channel, that video on Robert Wood's channel. So anybody from the podcast area, you can watch. You can see it if you want.
Yeah, you'll see my subs not go up, so don't worry about it. When you saw the woman's bellies, they painted the world maps on their bellies. And so some of them actually have the topography of the Mediterranean exactly how some people remembered it, with the Corsica and Italy's boot. You'll see that Italy is separate. You guys go look at the women's bellies. You're going to see certain things, how they drew them, how they remembered they looked, or they just drew them fast and they got it completely wrong to what currently people remember. But the way they drew the little countries on there, that especially Italy, you're going to go, oh my God, that's how I remembered it. Whoa, that's weird. This is how they drew it on the bellies. And you'll see a lot of weird. I put a lot of little things, and that woman's face, Eric, the one that was talking. Now I caught that live. That was live television. Her eyes blink, right? Now I debunk, but I was like, did you just see that woman's eyes do like a inside blink? It was a weird. I saw it live, so we got the camera. Lucky and we got it back, and I recorded her eyes do a weird color change. It did a weird thing during the show. I was like, whoa. I ain't gonna say reptile, but that's weird.
If you guys want to see that video, because when you show videos like through,
it's hard to see it clear.
You don't see it clear. So right here, people in the chat is where the actual video, what channel it's on, Robert Wood's channel. So if you want to see the video clearer, better, where you can pause it, just click on this link, and you can watch the video a lot better and easier.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of cool little things. Count the circles. I recommend you guys count the circles. I'm not going to give you the number, but it's pretty consistent with the circles of the number. I know people are like, what do you do all this? Well, a lot of codes are within what you see, especially like with the crop circles. You'll see certain codes for that. Once you start seeing it, you can't stop seeing things. So people that have a little bit of something to look at, I know what you're doing. I know what you're talking about. I see this, I see that. You'll get it. Some other people will be like, this is fucking completely stupid. I don't get nothing out of it. Well, yeah, that's fine.
Well, not everybody's going to get something out of it, but maybe you will, or some of you, start looking into more yourself. Yeah,
looking through yourself, debunk it first, and then if you maybe scratch your head, go, okay, I see what you're saying on this one. A lot of repeated numbers. I'll give you this one, like the Queen of England. She's broadcasted at 3:00 every year. Her Christmas address is at 3:00, Eric. Every Christmas, 3:00. And she was showing on her Christmas broadcast, her Christmas broadcast. She shows the Indian couple at the doorway, and the doorway, Eric, if you go back and look, you guys look back, it's 13. Why could you not pick a 27 or 32 or any other number but 13. They're standing in front of it's 13, and then the other one is 1-1. I'm like, okay, really? And then certain like the buses that went by 149 or whatever, it's 13 or 94 13. It's like, come on, man. It's like the 13s are just fucking loaded in certain things. It's just like too many. It can't be a coincidence, especially with her broadcasts.
Our good friend Box Cartwheel called me out. Why is there no links to Bob's channel? And his channel is actually in the description right now. That video and the channel itself. I mean, if you go watch the video, you could get into his website also. So you can do it 2 ways. So it is there. It is there. Thank you for calling me out. So we're about to, we're going to be closing this down in a little bit. But like I said, this Wednesday, we're going to be talking about Hollywood, decoding Hollywood. What makes a show? What's considered a show? What makes Tom Hanks the leader of the shows? We're going to dive into it. Or, who do you consider all shows? Is it automatically if you do a video or a TV show, are you automatically a show?
True.
That's what I want to find out.
Look, Eric, it's my beer. They like me here. They made a beer after me.
G Day, Gypsy Road, and Dr. Wu from us.
Australia.
Black Sheep Researcher, welcome, subbed.
Oh.
Yeah. Just done it. Okay, good. He just went to your website. Cool.
It's a beer, Eric. I found it at random. It's Hobster beer. It's just kind of weird. I was like, somebody said, dude, do you have an endorsement for beer? I'm like, no. Well, they just made I'm famous in England. This is the future king of England's beer right here. So you guys can drink Hobster's beer. There you go. It's really good too. Citrusy. Mm-hmm.
So like I said, this Wednesday we're talking about Hollywood, and then Friday we got the Matrix people coming on. So we're gonna be doing a Matrix party. And hey guys, we live in a time in 2021 where money is tight for everybody.
Everybody.
I'm not asking anybody to donate money because it's hard. We're in a tough time. But if you do want to support the channel, I pin my podcast channel, and the thing is, the podcast channel is there are commercials. They do put commercials in these podcasts, so technically I can make a revenue source through the commercials that's coming from the companies and not you. So if you want to find a way to help support the channel, and now we none of us has cash on us, you can do it by going to the podcast, play it in the background. You don't even have to listen to it. Just play it. Let the commercials play. And that's the way you can actually help support by not even taking money out of your own pockets. It's taking money out of the commercial pockets.
That's a trick.
You know what I mean? So if you want to support the channel that way, I'm not going to come out and say, hey guys, if you do $5 a month, I'll do a private Patreon show for you, because I'm not going to do that to you. You can watch us live here. Why would you pay me money to watch me live on a smaller show? I ain't going to do that. But if you do want to support the channel, go to the podcast, watch it in the background, just play all the videos, and let the commercials from these companies, pay us. So that's a way you can help support the channel in a way if you want to, without actually have to use your own cash.
Unless you have $1 million. Does
that make sense?
$1 million, I will talk to you in person.
Does that make sense, Bob? Is that easy? Just click on the and you can click on it through what I left. But I'm on Spotify. The podcast is also on Google, Apple. We're on 7. So beyond that, guys, we're gonna
$1 million for Dr. Wu.
I will be putting out a podcast tomorrow on my thoughts about decoding Hollywood and some of my thoughts about Tom Hanks and all that. And then we're gonna break into it on a big subject on Wednesday. What makes a person a shell? What makes a person from Hollywood? Are we lying about Hollywood, or is Hollywood really part of the issue? Are they their own government? I don't know. We're gonna talk about this together on what the hell. Why do we have this thing against Hollywood? Is it?
I
real?
like that one. I like this show. Yeah.
We want to know, and I want to know from you guys. Email me on all the shows you think they are. Who's the leader of the show? Give Bob and I a name of an actor and say, hey, you guys research this guy. This guy is the one that's doing everything, or the directors, producers, studio. What is it? What makes Hollywood the evil empire that people think they are? Maybe they are, maybe they're not. Or is it made up by social media? So to take away from other channels. I mean, what is it? I want to discover this. That's the conversation I want to have.
Be honest, you guys. Yeah, be honest. I mean, if you hear some slimy shit and that's the buzz, I want to hear about it. Let's just talk about it. I want to hear about it.
Okay, somebody just asked me to put the podcast also in the chat, so I'll do that right now. But it's also in my description. But here it is, right here. That I use Anchor. Anchor is the company that I use to upload it. But you can also get it from. You can type in Gypsy Road Journey into the Paranormal Effect on StreamYard. On oh god, fucking I don't know, Apple, whatever form. I don't. I can't talk now. So guys, I'll see you all Wednesday, and this was fun. I'm glad you guys all showed up. Have a good day.